Hello, citizens. February 1st was this month's Community and Protective Services Committee meeting, which I get to chair now. And last year, Councillor Shane Keating and myself brought a notice of motion to Council talking about the need for a more coherent river access strategy. Unfortunately, our move to do so was being prompted by the fact that post-flood there are some huge gravel bars. The traditional river accesses, which we are now learning have been getting smaller and smaller over the years, or there have been fewer and fewer of them over the years, was resulting in people driving out with their big trucks onto the gravel bars, which is not an appropriate use of the river. And we were getting people complaining about that, but we were also acknowledging the fact that people were doing that because they were having a hard time actually getting into the water. So rather than just pull out a stick and shut this down, we thought we would ask Council to actually talk about a much more coherent river access strategy. And I'm really happy that today at committee that strategy came forward. The Parks Department put a really dynamic person on it. She was able to liaise with a huge amount of river enthusiasts in the city. We had a big, long hearing. It lasted the entire morning. We heard from all kinds of different groups who have a stake in a healthy and vibrant and sustainable river culture. And the river access strategy really puts us in good stead. The broad strokes are that we are now thinking about the river as part of business as usual, but in the short term we're going to be making a couple of significant moves to get people access to the river in a much more meaningful way. So the two big underpinnings of the strategy are we need more boat access for drift boats, which are basically motor boats without motor, which are essential to the fishing industry, which has been, we've heard, challenged from growth because we haven't actually provided the opportunity for international travelers to come and access this world-class trout fishing stream. The other thing is we wanted to create a large number of more formalized accesses for people who are carrying their boats into the river rather than backing them in a truck. Because right now people are just randomly going down all over the place and it's eroding the banks, and it's not the best thing. So if we can actually create a number of good boat access, hand launch places along the Elbow and Bow rivers, we will encourage much more responsible use, and it just makes it better for everyone. The final part of the access strategy, which I think is really cool, is the idea of looking to improve economic opportunities and access along the river. And so that's the fly fishing guides, that's exciting things like river surfers being able to build waves and rent surfboards at those places. So all of these things are coming together. There is a relatively small capital ask going to the Q2 Infrastructure Calgary capital budget adjustments. And I think given the support from the public, given the support from committee today, and the relatively small ask, we'll be able to get those in. And those are going to create two boat launches. One at the 12th Street Bridge in Inglewood, basically where the bridge crosses now. We're building a new bridge next to it. Where the bridge crosses now will become a river access, and as we rebuild the bank and do the landscaping around the new bridge, that will be built in, and then down by the Ogden Bridge. And so we have two opportunities to access the river below the downtown. And the final thing, of course, is that the Harvey Passage coming up, we're looking at putting some real facilities there for the paddlers who are going to be using. And we got a really good piece of news that the province is allowing anchors for the slalom course. So we're going to see that evolve as a really great training facility as well as just a great recreational facility. So super good news. I'm super happy that everything worked out so well, and it's fabulous that we're recognizing that Calgary was founded at our rivers and that Calgarians love our rivers. Councillor Gian-Carlo, Carra, signing off.